right in front of them, I get a little confused. I can't see when I'm trying to talk to the people. Sometimes I get a little angry. See, I get a little mad, little angry. Uh-oh. As I look upon the world around me. And the first thing that comes to mind is in quotes of me knowing how easy it is to do the thing that I want to do, but for some fucking reason, I don't fucking do it. I mean, it's so simple to do this shit. I mean, I had a valid excuse as soon as I go to get on to do the shit, it fucking crashes because I don't have a nice enough setup. Now I have a nice setup and it's been installed for about, I got all the samples there like last week. Probably like the rest of them this week, early this week. And I just sit there and I say, yo, you've been doing this for fucking years. It's not that difficult. What am I gonna do? Procrastinate in the class? Oh, hey, where's the samples? The structured form? And I tell them, I say, it's not that fucking difficult, man. It's not. I try to get used to it. But it's like a fear lingering in my mind that instead of doing the thing that I want to do, I do something entirely different that's self-sustained because I'm just stressed out. I'm dealing with the torment of the evil that exists. Because the evil exists in such a form that it's uniquely around at all times, but it can't get anywhere close to me. It can only be really, like, it can't touch, it's like a Voldemort situation. I guess that if that makes it easy. It can get close, but it can't touch me. It can't utilize me. It can't use my fucking flesh. But I tell you one thing. The thing is, I don't have to fight because it can't touch me. It can't use me. It's just an evil that I'm very apparently noticeable about. And the evil just happens to be in a proximity that it can affect, especially people that try to fuck with my fucking peace of mind. It just fucks with them. And it's like the world falls apart around me and I'm just trying to be able to chill. And I find that it contaminates the direct vicinity of my life, but as it can't use me as a catalyst anymore, it just freely fucks up things around me. Just because that's easier to do, I guess. Now, problem with the great evil is that the great evil is sentient enough that I'm not the only fucking person that it does this to. Moves about, does it to everybody to some extent, but it just happens to exist, near me because I've already given it so much of myself in the past that when I decided to cut it off, it has like a lingering will, if you will. And that lingering will makes it very difficult to truly disembody it completely. Because it's like the kind of creature, the kind of thing that can exist and press its face against the glass of the building and show me it's there. But if I go inside the building, it will be on the other side of the glass. Just kind of metaphorically like that in a way. You can't explain the world to somebody that understands the mindset of going to work and coming home and watching Netflix. There's definitely a lot more in the world. Some things that we try to not understand, some things that we get our opinions of understanding how they work from other people. So it's a great injustice to not live with an open mind. I'll tell you this much. I finished my quiz, so that was easy. It was 10 questions, not difficult at all. Tomorrow I got the Excel page all up. I gotta do the microphone sheet. What two microphones would you use for like a male voice or a female voice, or a snare versus toms, or versus the kick drum, or guitar or bass. You got to choose two that you would use for each and put it on an Excel sheet. Now I use Apache Open Office because I was told that that's a good thing to use because it's free. It does the same shit. Why spend $160 if I can have something that basically is the same thing but it's free? And that's what I'm talking about, really. I've been sleeping, but I'm having a unique sleeping schedule. I'm looking at the time now and saying it's 8:30 and I'm definitely tired. But if I go to bed at like 11, I'll face the reality that I'll wake up at like 3 or 4. I won't be able to go back to bed. I'll just sit there and stare up at the fucking ceiling. So because of that, sometimes I take naps throughout the day. It definitely comes down to that I should drink a shit ton of water and just do that. Just drink a shit ton of water. Drinking a shit ton of water has never done me wrong, and I just really like drinking a shit ton of water because I tell people the dynamics of flushing toxins out of the body. It's healthier than you think, and I've been chasing the idea of going on like a multiple day sort of like fast where I'll only drink water and try to get good sleep and moved about to have the sunlight pierce my reptile skin. Because I found that death is not good, and death can not necessarily touch you, but still kind of like fuck up your day. That's just not good. I do like this one. This is my sloinking song. When I start sloinking through the room, like some sort of creature that can extend its body schloinkishly. Whether it be in the moment by myself or with many people about. This definitely is a schloinking track. And that's the thing, is I feel like jazz and funk definitely are really fucking important. I'm trying to tell people a lot of goth music is coming from like surf punk and disco. And I don't get that. So am I saying, what's up, Lux, or Lou, or Luck, or whatever the fuck they pronounce it. Or loose? Isn't that what it is? Is it loose? Like Lucifer? Fucking loose. Thing that's nice about a bong probably uses like twice 2 1/3 time the amount that you would use in a bowl. And it uses roughly like half the amount that you'd use in a joint, but one fucking rip from the bong is pretty good. I don't see the point in clearing a bong. People have told me about like smoking the bong and clearing it in one fucking inhale. And I think that's just a way to make you smoke your fucking weed faster. I watched this commercial earlier, and it was literally like, yo, just scrape the dish, don't rinse it and put it in the dishwasher. And I'm like, that's fucking a trick. They want you to buy a new new dishwasher, and they're using dish pods that take the rest of the food. All that food is stuck inside of a reservoir, fucking rotting inside your dishwasher. You have to scrape and rinse your dishes before you put in the dishwasher. And this is the thing, is all these commercials will tell you to do stupid things that really go against the nature of like what you're supposed to do in these kinds of situations, just so you can replace, buy this product that super cleans all the fucking filth off the dishes. So you can basically just put dirty dishes in the dishwasher. Every smart person that I've ever met told me to rinse your dishes and then put them in the dishwasher. But, you want to have chunks of food. Like, where do you think those chunks of food go? Do you think that there's really, like, that big of a reservoir to get all that shit to go down the drain and drain out? You got chunks of food that are getting stuck near that drain, whatever, and they just sit there and clump over time and mold. And then your dishwasher fucking smells like the fucking ass and corpse decaying rot. They don't get it though. They don't get it because they'll watch these fucking commercials that basically tell them how to fucking think. Why do I feel like I'm feeling like sexually attracted watching a car commercial? They put like just the right kind of music in the cell phone commercials and the car commercials, and you feel like you're losing your sexual inhibitions with the kind of music's going on because of the 808s and the 440 fucking the hertz, whatever the fuck it is. It really fucks with your head. What was it, 332 and then it's 340? Yeah, 340 I think it is. It just sounds like they probably use like even worse frequencies now because God, you have a Taco Bell commercial that makes me want to do a bunch of drugs and then go talk to like one of my hippies friends and to go fucking rail them on drugs because of Taco Bell. I don't know, maybe it's like I'm thinking about it psycho-charismatically, but like it truly is that I feel like there's a level of indoctrination that goes on in the world that the world doesn't really give a shit about because they can't pick up on it too. They like having the indulgences. They like having the mindless indulgence to sit there and smoke a little weed and watch fucking furry porn and jerk off all fucking day and spend all their money on fucking cosmic brownies and hot Cheetos and fucking work part-time and just throw your trash immediately on the fucking ground and never pick it up. And for some reason have like multiple cats. It's like, what the fuck, man? They're destroying us. They are destroying us big time. And it's like, they say, oh, you can just go get the Whole Foods. Well, you go to the Whole Foods and you get like just meats and vegetables and prepare them and chop them up and cut them and you feel better, but apparently they put shit in that too. It says like the beef meat, because they use the hormones on the beef, which probably also isn't all of it, but since they're using on that, then you're getting that fucking when you eat it, the meat. And I think that maybe it would come out when you cook it, but who fucking knows? I really think about it. I think about a lot of shit. What happens if I were to eat one meal a day and then go on an adventure and feel the sun landing on my body? If I did that more often, rather than make some fucking nachos and sit there and watch Goku fight Who the fuck is it? Cell, perfect Cell. Absorbed Andrew 18. Now it's perfect Cell because Vegeta didn't want to just beat Cell easy because that's Vegeta's weakness is that he wants to have a battle. So he really just fucked it up for everybody. And that's just kind of how it feels every fucking day. You know? Yeah, I can sit there and watch the TVs and watch the movies and drink and go to the club and dance and move around and get someone's number and talk to people and have sex and do all this shit, but it's a level that doesn't excite anything inside of me. Maybe I should go skydiving. Maybe that would be exciting. Who knows? I tell them it goes beyond the depth of just thinking that like the world's gloomy and boring. It goes to the point of accepting that, you know, they tell you phrases like, you know, it's the small things that matter and shit like that because we only have small things because people don't try to make anything big anymore. A lot of people are just satisfied being able to get high and sit in their bed and watch Rick and Morty. And the fucking American Dad and eat Cheez-Its. And I'm just kind of torn. Kind of torn, man. And I found out how many people I know are just like, how many people I meet are just fucking heinous drug addicts with no like, dude, I get it. If you're talking to another dude, you know, obviously there gets to a point that like dudes look at the female body and think, hell yeah. But, you know, all my fucking buddies that, you know, I don't know, man. It's just, they go down and they look and it's like they're following 1,000 people, but like 700 people that are like OnlyFans models. And not even that, like the crazy ones, the manic bullshit crazy ones. And I just see the contemporary field of when I go out in the day and I hear the cell phone audio playing the same fucking songs that I hear whenever I'm on my fucking phone going through the fucking Instagram or YouTube, and I hear the same fucking sounds everywhere I fucking go. And then it's like, yeah, I don't know. I saw a video, a Boy Meets World video. The dude was like, Topanga, blah, 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 and all these feminist girls that know nothing about Boy Meets World, that are like modern day feminist bullshit, are saying, like, they don't understand that this, you know, he's loved this girl since the beginning. You know, that's Nickelodeon bullshit. But they think that he only likes her because of her appearance. And at no point does he say that. But it's like levels of ignorance based around stupid opinions that make no fucking sense based on narratives of, they don't know what the show is. They're seeing something and making some, like, God, it's just so stupid, man. I don't like living in this time. I want to go, you know, I want to be the age I am right now and go back to 2006 or some shit. I think like that would be cool. You know, a pack of smokes was like $4.40. You know, rent was still like $1,300. I don't know. I feel like maybe going back to 2006 would be better. I don't really understand what the big hype and like having a trend following, you know, celebrity worshiping. Like, dude, I don't know anything about fucking Travis Scott. He makes that song that's in all the Superman fucking, you know, edits. So obviously that's cool. But I don't know anything about Kanye fucking West. I don't know anything about Kim Kardashian or fucking Taylor Swift. I know that Taylor Swift has made, you know, a variety of music that at least sounds different, you know, musically. But I didn't know that Ice Spice actually was fucking bad. I just know that she was on like two songs that were kind of decent. Because I don't really listen to modern music, man. I listen to shit that makes me feel good. I listen to shit that makes me fucking chill. And I just get a little disconnected because I feel like I'm existing in a time where authenticity is often, you know, scary as shit. We don't want to be authentic. So we forge some sort of winged, perplexed empire away from ourselves. And it's not even just the empire of fucking dirt anymore. At this point, it's the empire of fucking trees inside the apartment. It's the empire of fucking doing tarot cards. It's the empire of fucking playing Call of Duty, Fortnite. I forget what the third one was. I don't know. I mean, even still, I go back to like, 100, 150 in the top games on the PlayStation Network, and you'll see like Dark Souls, the fucking 3 and shit like that. There's like thousands of fucking games on the PlayStation 5 marketplace that are really just like cheaply made $5 to like $13 shitty fucking games where you have to hide and from some monster that chases you. And it all just looks like the same fucking game. I don't know. If they had the depth to make games that kind of were like the old school games, but they had like the depth. The look how big those old Resident Evil games were versus some of these retro looking games we have now. The retro looking games we have now are like able to be beaten in 36 minutes, where like original Resident Evil and Dino Crisis and Silent Hill is a solid, 3 hours if you're speed running it. But if you're really just like delving into these games for the first time, you're probably going to spend like at least 10 hours on these games. So I just feel like there's so many games, but even still, there's not that many good games. Not that many games of notoriety, because PS4 is basically like, I don't know, didn't PS4 start in like, it was like 2006 is PS3. PS4 must have been like, it couldn't have been 2012, 2013. Someone knows, that'd be helpful. You tell me right now when the PS4 debuted. I can't look because I'll close this fucking stream. I want someone to look that up for me. Tell me when the PlayStation 4 first debuted as a system. I mean, that's when communication. I'm going to go ahead and assume that, because if I could remember, the games that I had on my Xbox One in 2012 were available on PlayStation 4 as well. So I want to think that the PlayStation 4 came out. Fuck, this is a tough one. The PlayStation 4 definitely came out before Final Fantasy X, X2 HD Remaster, came out in the PlayStation 3. And then they made a PlayStation 4 version after. But like, the PlayStation 4 version has extra shit? I don't fucking know. I haven't done the giant fucking tower. Lacketeer Tower, I kind of want to. Just see what the hub is all about. You know, that's a bunch of trophies. I want to beat Final Fantasy X2 with the perfect ending, but I have like 98.2% of all the shit because I missed like viewing one comm spear chain, and because of that, it fucked it up, which is dumb. But it really requires me to have a lot of free time to do that. Because, you know, I want to see Titus come out of the water. Obviously, I've seen it on YouTube. You know, my brother did it back in the day on PS2. But since you're able to get ironclads just by doing this fucking mission over and over and over again, it kind of just makes me feel like, you know, I fucked myself up by catching all the goons. You know, that was my issue. I caught all the goons, so now at max level of my characters with max stats, sometimes I get that fucking stupid thing. The only thing I can think about doing is completely following someone else's online bullshit to figure out how to beat these fucking enemies. Because, you know, people are telling me that if you capture the two Machina and then like a Chocobo or some shit, I don't know. There's got to be a way, because I want to platinum that one as well. I only need like 7 more trophies or something like that. But I'm on the playthrough where I definitely want to try to get, you know, the Lady Luck is the only garment grid, the only dress sphere I need. So then I have all the fucking dress spheres. And then I don't know if there's something for all the garment grids as well, but, you know, there's only a few more that I need. And they're mainly the ones that you know, torture the chocobos and then send them out in the middle of nowhere, and then hopefully they come back with an item. And that's just a whole bunch of saving the game and then opening it up. It says it ran away, just loading it again and doing that. And then you'll get the shit. The cactar mission, where you had to shoot the cactar and then dodge the cactar's bullets to get that dress sphere. I've never done any of those cactar things. My brother was able to do that back in the day, so I'm sure I could figure it out, or I could ask him for tips. But I don't know. I don't feel like I can delete the game off my console until I get the trophy for it. And since last mission is all like one chain event of levels, all those trophies are probably extremely easy to attain. Ooh. I don't know. It's not that, like, I can't really think of anything else. Trying to summon a trio of energies to manifest inside of adventure. One of the energies position themselves in the recon of the night to find and scout the location. Very beautiful aspect of it is all. Isn't that cool? You see like more of the leaf color when it's in front of me because my skin's light and the light bounces off. It kind of radiates off my face, but when I move it away, you can't see this thing that easily. Clear. See, it's fucking gone. Now it's like you can kind of make it out because I'm lighter than the leaf and there's light bouncing off of me. So, the ability to go inside of cool, interesting places and scavenge for adventure. The only issue is that communication is always such a tough field to implement. I'm one of those people that like to say friend A and friend C person. Introduce yourself. Let's go do some crazy shit. I got developed into the milk crate cart wheelie cart racing during New Year's Eve. Very nice. The eve of the eve operations. And I'll tell you, it's definitely interesting. I've realized that I can defeat very powerful entities if I can sustain myself back into the retrospective of being alive. I can fucking wall jump and wall run. And wall run and jump and reverse it into a kick. Why should I be stressed out to not manifest myself in a forward zooming motion? I don't know. It's something about maybe just the time of year. Style is important. I say to them, listen, style is an important thing. But I need to do something useful with my time. And I need to acclimate myself to the next level of my successorino. I can't sit there and devote a helping hand to people who need a helping hand. No, you must help everyone, is what evil bad guy monster says. And I say, no, I gotta get my shit together for fucking me. And then the swirling creatures zoom about me at night. I have a lot of fun walking at night. I find great satisfaction walking around the city at night with tall buildings. Oh, the lights, always so interesting. I have no problem with what people being called overstimulated because I understand that there's places where there's just a lot of shit going on. And sometimes, just sometimes, only sometimes, do you find yourself ensnared. The energy of bad guys. I sat there and I made myself a tinfoil pipe, I did. Because I didn't know anything about using no cans. And, back in the day, it was cans. Then they tell me, yo, see this? You see your little Sharpie marker here? Check this out. Oh, interesting. I see. It makes very powerful, quick pipe. You smoke the weed. I put the weed in it, and then I put the keef on top of that weed. And it was pretty fucking powerful. Oh, they looked at me and they said, "Hey, what's going on here?" And then I looked at them and I said, "Oh." Then I was just hanging down. And I look. And then the percussion kicks in. It feels like some, at least hiking up stones kind of progression in the tune. And then it's like, you still hear like that synth pad swirling to the corner of the room, so all around the footpath that I'm climbing. And it sounds just like that wails of agony and sorrow. Not like painful, wrenching agony, but like existing in the dark world, all alone, separated from all the lift. And it's very sad shit when you think about it. And then, you got some fucking thumps need to be added in. Why does there have to be thumps? Because thuds are good. I like thuds and crashes, but a thump just seems so disembodied and dead. And that makes the track sound interesting. And then something that like Christoph or Tuso would have done back in the day in like 2005 to like 2008 or even 2011 shit, he would have made something that would have had like some haunted 90s sounding like synth that that was MIDI, that was basically the piano, like a rhythm that would be added with this sort of 90s sounding synth. And then it would definitely get cloudy. It would definitely have to get cloudy because that's the biggest part of it all. Is if it doesn't seem cloudy, it doesn't seem alive. And as I would look around, and I would look around, and as I'd hear myself say, because then I'd be bored, and it echoes. Something like that, something like that. A lot of delay can be added so then things can have that shuddering, like, echoing and decaying and fading out of existence, clattering effect. And a layer of percussion that's added. That's basically even as something as like a chair creaking, and you can distort the sound of it in such a way that and then you just down tune it and distort it a little bit, and maybe even slow it down after that. And you really get some fucking cool sounds out of that shit. And you could just disturb it in a different pattern constantly. And then layer that, down tune that. You lower the pitch on that to a different note or something, or bring it up and turn that, modulate that as the MIDI note. So I can just take a whole bunch of clanks and metal sounds and scrapes, and I can basically turn the finished product of all of that into a MIDI note that I can then go up and down on the scale of and hold down. And if I wanted to make my own kind of pad or drone sound effect, that could be sustained, and that could fluctuate and change as it feels the dissonance, and the longer notes sometimes have that dissonance effect. That's something that I could fucking do. I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, I say, I don't know, there's something about the bleakness of just maybe like a clank and, a mild swoosh that's really slow and a shear effect that makes you feel like suspense and gloom. And that really only needs to be like so much fucking audio. You can have so much just, or even if you have like a very, very, very low shimmering fucking, synth pad going and you turn it down so low so it just sounds like, just in the ear, the sound that crashes over it. It definitely fucks with your, the mind, listen to the scary sound. If you think that it's silence, but instead of silence, it's actually one really, really, really quiet, fucking shearing effect that your brain barely picks up because you're paying attention for the next note to show up. And if you're have the stems and you mute all the other stems, your brain could easily hear that one sound effect. It's like being able to hear the sound of an LED strip going off. Which unfortunately, LED strips are cool, but they make a low humming sound. And based on the different fucking frequency of light color you're using, it will make a different sound. So you'll be trying to pick that up and your fucking mic. Fuck you, trickster. It's not special ed. I'm smoking weed. That's why I'm talking like you. Like you. Because of that, shit. You fucking messed me up on my fucking music. Shit. Fuck you. You really are a trickster, you bastard. That's basically what it comes down to. Sometimes you can get away a lot more with making something scary if it, your brain's trying to process from the next, louder instrumental bit, layer and structure of all the instruments, and the fucking stab fields of the individual, drum stem and the fucking all that shit. The percussion, you got that. It's really fucking loud. That little shearing effect is not loud. So your brain is expecting to think for the next percussive strike or the next swooshing sound of synth followed by some, virtual piano sort of, inputs that it doesn't pick up the other sound. So it's like a subliminal technique to make something more scary that you think that it's silence in between the fucking instruments, but it's not. And that's what they do. Sometimes you're going over. Sometimes you really just be going, I mean, come on, everybody knows what trip hop is. Trip hop is just percussion, and then you kick it in with something funky, and then the funkiness has some shearing fucking synth pads going, and it's really lofty and dreamy, and then it has some fucking bass guitar come in, but it's playing rhythm style, and then it goes back to the percussion breakdown, and it just sounds funky the whole time for 2 minutes and 12 seconds to 3 minutes and 6 seconds, respectfully. And it always ends on an incomplete percussive scale. And then That's how you do that. But a lot of people don't understand that Silent Hill has more than just the trip hop in it. You know, that's what makes people like Raymond Richmond so interesting when it comes to their sort of like nightmare sounds, because it's scary, but it's mind provoking. It's not just Silent Hill's shattered memories, like I said earlier. It's not just Silent Hill's shattered memories, you know, clanks and thuds and quick breathing with laughing in the background. Is that a fucking bug on the TV? And that's kind of where that comes down into. You know, there's also just like regular ambience. Sometimes you just be walking in and there'll be minimalism, but it'll be like semi-peaceful ambience. It's like kind of that fog world where it's like in between the other world that's like orange and red and kind of amber, and like the fog world, which is like gray and like blue and green. And then you got the normal world, obviously, it's just this one. And it all has kind of a different feel to it. Because, like, the fog world safety is just, you know, there's no people, no monsters, but it's lonely. It's like melancholy ambience, you know. There's nothing that can harm you, but there's also just nothing. And if you think about it, you know, even having something that could harm you to contest the loneliness of having nothing around you sometimes seems like a greater thrill. And that's all I can really say about that. You know, you gotta have different kinds of music, different. Sometimes you go up the staircase and it's just a loud thud that shears out, and then, you know, like a valve turn, but there's like a lot of reverb on it, a little delay. Just enough delay so your mind registers that there's delay, but you don't hear the delay necessarily because you're listening to the unique euphoric state of what the song induces inside of your mind, inside of a serotonin wrapped gift lit. And it's an interesting scale. It's an interesting scale because Silent Hill it's always be getting that sort of like otherworld feel where you know it's like hell. It's like the hell and guts. It's like that when you fight the Ivory King in fucking Dark Souls 2 and all the knights are falling and you're in the old chaos, is that sound kind of sound of hell. It's like this is agony, this is the rage induced wanting to just be evil and, you know, cursed and be bad now. And you really be thinking about that. Because, you know, he was the burnt Ivory King. So was he still technically just trying to guard the old chaos, or was the old chaos completely in, you know, did it burn him and like hollow him? Like I don't understand. But the idea is that music that takes place while all those fucking, you know, fucking Eliam Lois Knights are coming in. That's all that same kind of like fear, suspenseful, looming, gloomy ambiences that I'm talking about. But then sometimes the other world just has like, you know, loneliness. That sort of gray, blue, green feeling. Do you know what I mean? Chat messages, however, can be seen. Okay, got it. View message. Yeah, it does actually. I'm not gonna lie. Dude, I'm hitting bong hits. You gotta respect that. If I'm hitting bong hits, then that means that I'm gonna get fucking stoned to the bone off the fucking bong hits. But respectfully, I'm still trying to offer a fine engagement here. Let them know. I thought I talked about everything I could about Silent Hill 4 fucking superiority earlier. Like I said, Silent Hill 2, I'm going for the Rebirth ending next. I already got, I just got to Jack's Inn, so I'm able to go. They just fucking yeeted out of Rosewater Park right into Jack's Inn and saved it. So I can go from there and just go to the Baldwin House, which is now like over here instead of up there, but I can go over there and get that fucking shit now. The white criticism. Oh god, it's stanky weed. It's stanky weed. Don't you understand? This is Florida weed mixed with Maine weed. It's from East Coast cannabis. Perfectly cured. Fucking grown in Maine. It's grown in Maine. And Maine weed is really fucking good. 26.7%, which is pretty fair. A lot of shit that I see in Florida is around that. I've seen maybe a couple that are around 30%. But Maine is where you can get shit that's 34% up to 42%. And I mixed that with a Florida bud, which I think was garlic cookies or something. And exactly. See, I already packed this bowl a while ago. And I packed this bowl a while ago. And I still haven't hit it. That's how fucking good it is. Bongs are fun. I think a bong is nice. You smoke a good amount of weed out of it, but just like in like Grand Theft Auto 5, you can hit the bong like twice and then you're good. I think the most exhales or puffs, whatever you want to call it, that I've gotten in a row were seven consecutive ones. Weed, God, that definitely looks German. Weed definitely hits different in the mountains. I'll say that. Weed definitely hits different in the mountains. And if you look at it, Silent Hill takes place in Maine. And that's the same state that this weed's from. So if you take the idea that this is a sativa, I thought it was a sativa. No, this is a hybrid. Okay, they were both hybrids. I think garlic cookies is a hybrid. I don't fucking remember. But you take the weeds and ultimately, if you take a whole bunch of weed and you just put it in a mason jar and let the sun do its business, you really can get the super fucking potency out of all the weeds. And then you take a few of those different nugs and grind them in the same bowl. And I know that sounds crazy to grind like more than one strain together. I know I'm a madman for doing that, but it tastes mooly. muy caliente, big fuego, mucho fuego, huge. Because I was explaining this the other day. You got to try to get as close to like 100% as you can with the different strains. But if you want to feel special, you get like up to like 150%. Stack a whole bunch of different strains in there together. And then you smoke it, and it just smokes different. It feels different. It's a different kind of high. Uh, exactly. Everybody appreciates a good comment that references 420. Oh God, back in the day we had this thing called the Cottonmouth Kings, and it was basically like emo pot rap. And now they have those new people that are basically the new Cottonmouth Kings, but they have the Cottonmouth Kings. Cottonmouth Kings, all their records are like fucked up. I forget what happened with them, but God, it's like the cult of evil. Have you even ever smoked Andasia haze? What do you think of it? Do you even have it where you live? If this is like some sort of designer weed, I just go to the store and I just grab some weed, or I talk to someone that has weed and I just grab it from them. I don't know how to be specific to these people that have weed that's mint flavored or mango flavored. I don't know how to do any of that. I only know how to go to the dispensary or go to, you know, the weed person and get the plug weed. I don't know how to do that. I don't know what that is. But if it's really cool, maybe I'd like it. I do like, Amnesia is cool because like memory lost. That's like Shadow the Hedgehog shit. Haves, everything, appropriated with haze, and it usually is something that's like at least 34 to 42%, like I said. I like to chill. I don't know what it is. Explain to me what it is. The weed, the haze, amnesia. They added new fucking tracks to this. This is dope. I love that when they add more fucking songs to a playlist. Isn't that? I mean, it's chill. I can definitely get down to this. It's the idea that I found more peace in instrumentals than I found in lyrical music. Definitely drew me to a new aspect in thinking. Now people tell me to listen to like the shamanic noises and all that shit. I did. You asked me if I've had it, and I said no. And then I asked you to explain it, and then you didn't. Told me to look at the comments, which I did. I read your comments, and I asked what they were. I said I haven't had it, but it sounds interesting. So why don't you just explain what it is, and not try to damper my mood, fellow? You're harshing my mellow, fellow. Don't you understand? I already asked you. Oh. Imagine that. Imagine the power of a full Gex Trilogy Remastered. No, a remake. A fucking remake. They take the game and they can use the same code to just make it look better. They really don't have to go that deep into detail to just remastering it and make it look nice for modern TVs. Because what they could be doing instead is they could be doing like a remake. I mean, God, people will say that Gex 1 sucks, but Gex 1 has some fucking cool music in it. Gex 1's a solid game. And the idea is that it says that you can save your game, but you really can't. You got to use these little passcodes that you find. And those passcodes are pretty relevant, unlike the PlayStation. They're all the same. I think I only played it on PlayStation. But I don't know. I thought it was on a different system as well. Well, he has the ability to kick TVs, and he also eats flies. And that's pretty cool. Originally, he ate eyeballs, but then they thought like that's isn't he supposed to be a good guy? Why is he eating eyeballs? So they made it flies because he's a gecko. But the idea is that he can kick, jump, and hop on things, and karate kick, vault across. And he can get like special abilities. And all of these games have, back in the day on PlayStation, even sometimes in PlayStation 2, but mainly PlayStation, you had games where you could press like a lot of different buttons, and then you could have the cheat menu. It wouldn't just do like PS2 did that as well, I guess. I mean, I don't know how heavily implemented that is going into. From that time, there is a lot of cush genetics in your area. That's why I want to ask from the phase at all. These very special plan. I mean, I've had the diesels. I've had all the diesels. I've had, I think I've had a few hazes. I don't fucking know. I didn't know that that's how it worked, is that haze came from over there, but that's interesting. That means that haze was developed over there, and that's the main strain. So anything that has haze in it is like part of that strain. Is that what you're saying? Stop. And it's a strange realm. It's a strange realm where you can walk down sidewalks, and then suddenly the roads fucking caved in. And as I said earlier, there's a gate with like a tunnel, and it's fucked up. That's badass. I didn't know that. So, would Kush technically still be native to like that sort of Czech and Africa, sort of Egyptian area over there? Or did they just call it? Because I'd imagine that that's where, Kush is. So is that dialectically located in that location where you're saying that that's the Kush, and you guys are the haze people up here? I don't know, man. We have diesel. We have a lot of stuff that has diesel in it. And I don't know what that means either. But we have Northern Lights is one of them. We have like strawberry or blueberry diesel, uh, purple crush, grape ape. We have stuff like that, or purple gorilla, or purple rain. We have a lot of like unique hybrids and indicas that are just probably in 35 to 42% range. I don't know. We got this stuff. I remember this. It was there was some sort of strain that was like white from the amount of crystals that were on it, and it just looked like ice crystals. And it was like 46%, and that was over at Harvest Goddess in Lebanon, Maine. And that's right next to Rochester, New Hampshire. And you go there, and oh no, the wheel demon's taking control of me. It's making me evil. I used to do drugs and drive my car really fucking cool and fast sometimes through the red lights because I didn't fucking care if there wasn't cars coming, then I wouldn't. I don't know, just keep going or some shit, you know? Basically, there was a time in my life where I was controlled not necessarily by the substances, but by the rage induced by the beast that flew inside of my mind when I said, I want to enjoy myself a little bit. But it was that same beast that traveled deeper inside of my head when I said, did I ever actually like U2, or did I just like the song Beautiful Day? Because I feel like I have heard maybe a couple other U2 songs that I generally thought they were interesting. But I don't see the big hype in the song Vertigo. Uh, I've come from a generation that thinks that Coldplay is kind of alright, I guess. I don't know if that's bad to say. I feel like Coldplay is kind of sad and whiny. But I don't know anything about Creed. I definitely don't know much about Alice in Chains because I don't listen to sad dad music. I kind of like to just chill. So I wouldn't even know what kind of music I'm listening to anymore. I mean, this shit's all right in the background. I can definitely chill with it in the background. I can say that much. But imagine that. Imagine you're then running down the tunnel. The tunnel is damaged, and you see like the interior metal barb infrastructure that like the concrete's broken from, and then it's like, very hellish, and that goes to like that area. It's like some places look like they're, and still the real world, and then it'll be stretched to these pits of oblivion and hell that are just off the edge, and that's pretty fucking spooky. Silent Hill 2 remake, I noticed when I first went down that sort of mess of the corpse bodies in the background, which is symbolic to the artwork done conceptually. It's something that they wanted to do back in the day, but they didn't have the ability to have all that animation going off. So I noticed that James I was able to make him like go through it because I thought you had to go through it. But then when I realized, wait, something's up, I backed out. And when I backed out, it wouldn't let me go through. But that's something that was interesting. So I want to try to get saved right there and see what happens when I just try to walk through it. Because if I keep walking through it, I could die. But it would be interesting to see, regardless what happens, if you just keep letting it eat you. I have the chainsaw now, so it's really not that difficult to play the game. Once you had the chainsaw just, I beat the pyramid heads with the chainsaws. I think it took me 12 hits with the chainsaws. A lot of dodging. Oh, running around the city at night on drugs and psychologically inducing yourself to be in Silent Hill is really fucking fun. Even the New England cities. And you go around doing the drugs. You do the Silent Hill. You bounce and look. And you might find that you actually enter this place. I mean, they had to base it off something. They probably came here to get concepts. And, they definitely knew to go to the most haunted locations that are off the grid. So help me God, if anyone says that Silent Hill is in Pennsylvania because of the two mid-ish, six, I'd say like 7.2 and like 5.3 movies say that it takes place in fucking Pennsylvania, which it doesn't, because that's the lore of the games says that it's a quaint New England town. So if you want to know when it takes place in the games, you'd go off the games. It's a separate universe. They don't fucking get that. They just don't. The thing is the idea that they have for this Silent Hill 2 movie was something they wanted to do for a while, but now they just have the confidence to try their best to pull it off and get some success off of it. And now that the movie is out, they'll be able to have, now that the game's out, they'll have the movie come out, and then you'll see Silent Hill 3 remake trailer at something, and then Silent Hill Townfall, and then I don't know, probably some Silent Hill F at the end of that, and that will be that. But the interesting thing is, like, if they could easily remake even Origins. Origins is the perfect Halloween game. Shit. That takes place during the fall. Origins is awesome. That's what it's like in the fall in New England. That's what makes Origins so cool. Because he's wearing a jacket and a flannel. Because it's fucking cold in the fall. And he's running around in New England with a trucker hat on, fighting bad guys with his fucking fist. You can't tell me Origins is a bad game. He's fighting monsters with his fucking fist. And he does good damage. More often than not, when he's fighting the enemies, he punches to the rhythm of the fucking music in the background. And once you get the moon gauntlets, you can just fucking hit enemies and run. And you just gotta have all the puzzles on a little notebook. 'Cause that's how I did it. I had a little notebook. It's faster than phone, really. And I would just, flip the pages whenever I had a different puzzle. In the composition books, you just put all your fucking puzzle answers in that. And I don't know, that's how I used to do my game stuff back in the day, is I would just write all my shit down in a book, or passcodes for like the save files to load like a certain point throughout the game if it was a password loading game. Because I would just write that in my little composition book. Silent Hill Origins was cool because I feel, even though you can throw weapons, I guess, it wasn't as destructively terrible as it is in Downpour. As a whole, I'd say having breakable weapons was a bold choice for Origins. Definitely a bold choice. And seeing how they had a lot of, heavy lunging ones, and then fast knives, and then maybe like a fire poker or a crowbar that was like small mid range. You know, the weapon types weren't that diverse, and then you had some throwing shit. So you didn't really get a cleaver until like the second chapter, so you really didn't have that many good weapons in Origins. But it wasn't bad because if you knew to just throw everything, save a lot of the good shit for the boss, and then beat the shit out of everything else with your fists and with the shitty weapons, then you usually do good. Like I beat Silent Hill Origins the first time without even picking up the rifle. Ooh. And the rifle definitely makes a difference when you pick it up in the game. Right now in Silent Hill 2 Remake, I have 112 handgun rounds. And I have like 22 health drinks and 3 meth. And that's a lot. You know, I think I even picked up like a few shotgun shells as well. I just, like I said, I'm at Jackson, so I'm going to try swinging into that because I would definitely want to get more trophies on that. I think it's important to be able to find myself a sound structure, to be able to navigate the triad of friends, and to get myself back into that sort of dog ape motor mobility skills that I used to have, that I still have, but I just get disenchanted sometimes by the strange, powerful presence that definitely is around all of us. And I need to jump like Big Ape and run and kick like Panther, jump to ground and stomp like Big Baboon. I could do very huge damage as a positive prospecting beast that navigates the land, but instead I get drawn to the boredom of getting high and eating high protein enriched meals with high iron vegetable sides, and I just sit there and watch Dragon Ball Z. And I watch okay. And my friend said, "Yo, you should climb the tree, man." And I said, "No, no. I will not climb some trees, sir. Climbing trees is not good for me." And I became one with the monster. I became one with the beast. And the beast went, "Hey, let's go be evil bad guy." And then it would all get red. And I would go, and I'd contort violently. It would fucking hurt. And then I'd have no emotions. But I would just mathematically be the most powerful thing probably in the area for like the duration of fueling myself. But it would liquefy your spine. It would liquefy your fucking spine. Oh. Oh. To be powerful again, I would flow. And I would climb. And I would move. And I'd turn back as the mountain that I am. And I would say, "Hey, what's going on here?" Dad, puppy. Take a little puppy. Oh. Take a little puppy. Oh. Take a little puppy. No. Take a little. Oh no. Take a little puppy. Take a little houndo. Take a little houndo. Take a little puppy. Take a little houndo. It's such a fine little puppy dog hanging out tonight. Moving around. We're moving in the lights. Oh, having so much fun with my puppy by the side. Fine little puppy dog. Let the fine little puppy dog. Let the fine little puppy dog. Little puppy, fine little puppy dog. Let the fine little puppy dog. The fine little puppy dog. Fight the bad guys with this kind of like saber sword. It's not as big as the big sword. You use that to fight the bad guys. But then also, you have a fucking gun. Fucking power. Sword and a gun. No way. So basically the first chapter of the game is you protecting a powerful puppy dog. And the puppy dog is like powerful. What can I say? I got puppy dog hair on my nose. It's itchy. You need the puppy wuppy? Is that a city puppy wuppy? It is a city puppy wuppy. How you doing, puppy? Little puppy wuppy. Do you like having chicken nuggets? You little kangaroo? The baby puppy wuppy. Baby puppy wuppy. Baby puppy wuppy. I don't know, I feel like that's enough. That's enough weed. I can't really think about what else the weed wants me to do. So I guess.